Hello, everybody. So sorry the picture's so grainy. I have a crappy webcam, but this is actually going to be a similar video to the one I did about Black Lives Matter. I call this my endless stream of consciousness because it just lets me delve into what I think is important and something that people may need to know or from a different perspective. So today's inauguration, obviously, and it's been a long road getting here, and it's been rough, and we've had to do and deal with a lot of things. So I just wanted to touch on a few things. The first thing I wanted to touch on was Obama saying this, he's leaving. And with him, I have seen some of the worst reactions to a president that I've ever seen, which I don't think are warranted. I've heard things like he is the worst president. He is not the best president that we've ever had, but he was a good president. I hear people say things like he didn't do anything. It doesn't take much research for you to actually see exactly what he's done and accomplished during his presidency, even though he was working with the Republican Party who really did not want to work with him at all. Some of the things he has done, he helped get Dodd-Frank signed so that we can get some regulation on Wall Street. That is good for you, the normal, everyday working person, so that we have some regulation so we don't have bubbles anymore. So that housing crisis that we had in 2008, that was due to no regulation. No one's watching what's happening, and it all collapses. And guess who gets the bill? You, the normal taxpayer. So Dodd-Frank was huge. He was a supporter of that. On top of that, he has struggled to make sure that our higher education students have access to not only access to education, but the ability to pay for education. So that's been difficult just because for some reason they don't want to help pay for that, which is ridiculous because the better educated populace is better for the whole country. So helping to make sure more Pell Grants are available so that people have higher education. You people who say you want a better future for your kids, college is a part of that. So if you're voting against Obama, you're kind of voting out of your own interest. People say that he destroyed our military. He did not destroy our military. The United States of America is a superpower. It has the biggest military. We spend the most money on military in the world. Our military is fine. What Obama did do was make sure that our veterans were better taken care of. You've seen veterans, how they come home with PTSD. They can't, get jobs. And Obama was trying to make it so we were taking care of the vets that we were sending to these terrible situations. So again, you're saying he's destroying our military. He's not destroying it. We still spend ridiculous amounts of money on our military. In my opinion, way more than we need to. Maybe put a little more of that into our education system that is ranked 27th in the world. Yeah, we're not the best in everything, guys. Sorry. US is not the greatest in everything. And if you can't understand that, if you put on blinders, that only hurts us because we need to be able to see the issues and move on with them. Obama was working to change our prison systems, which needs a whole new reform. We're doing for-profit systems, so these corporations are just destroying communities and communities of people by getting them sent away for ridiculous crimes. Usually black men who are getting sent away for longer than is necessary. So to the people who also say that Obama spewed hate, I'm not sure exactly where you're getting that from. The only thing that I can come up with is that as a black man in a place of power, he scared a lot of people. And he brought to light some of the race issues that a lot of people would rather not think about, rather not even believe in. So when he became president, everyone's like, oh no, like race relations. No, honestly, he didn't do that much for race relations, but him just being where he is and being who he is brought to light a lot of the issues that people of color face. So no, he did not split this country. This country's been split for a very long time. You just don't want to believe it, or you rather it not be true. So you're incorrect there. So on that note, I want to thank Obama because he's done a ton for this country. that was really hard for him to do because of the opposition he was getting from the Republican Party, and people just voting outside of their own interest. Um, if you're a middle class, lower middle class person, voting for someone like Trump, who grew up with money, came from money, um, doesn't really know what it's like to apply for a Pell Grant, that's not really the person who's going to look out for you. I'm sorry. That's just the case. So when people say, I'm voting for him because he understands the everyday working man, no, he does not. He came from money. Whereas Obama came from pretty much nothing, as well as Michelle. They worked their way through, got their Ivy League degrees on their own. So if anything understands what you may have gone through or what your kids will go through, it was them. Um, so thank you, Obama, again for your service. I'm sorry that so many people hate you for no reason. I also want to touch on Trump. So people keep saying that people who didn't vote for Trump or say bad things about Trump want him to fail. And I'm pretty sure about 80% of those people don't want him to fail. We don't want him to fail. This is our country. If he fails, we fail. That's obviously not what we want. But we're seeing from the actions that he took before he won, and now that he has won, things are not going as well as they should. He's the one who spewed hate. He's the one who called Hispanic people murderers and rapists. He's the one who speaks badly about women, who honestly does not care about the little person, though he speaks too caring. And the fact that you voted for someone who so blatantly spoke on racism and hate and misogyny really worries me, because at a point you're backing that and you're agreeing with him by supporting him. And I don't know how anyone supports someone who speaks that much visceral and hate, because he absolutely ran his campaign on hate. He did not win the popular vote, so most of America did not want him to be president. Unfortunately, our electoral college trumps that, and he trumps, and he is now president. But now that he is president, we're seeing his cabinet picks. So Betsy DeVos, if you didn't watch her confirmation, I need you to go on YouTube and watch her confirmation. I watched the whole thing. It was about 3.5 hours. So if you can't sit through the whole thing, then sit through pieces of it, because she is obviously incompetent and not ready to be the Secretary of Education. She really flip-flopped and just destroyed her confirmation, but she'll probably still get confirmed. So before you say, oh, he's doing great things, I need you to look at his cabinet picks. So Betsy DeVos, who, is is not suited to be the Secretary of Education, just go and watch her and you can see, okay, this is a wrong pick. His pick for the EPA, Rick Perry, who wanted to eliminate that department before, why is that a good pick? His pick for health and human healthcare, he is also not a right pick for these. And when grilling them, we're not getting the answer to questions that we need answered. So I need you to just take the time out of your day to really educate yourself when it comes to these confirmations and who he's putting in place to affect education and health and our environment. So that's what scares us. The fact that he hasn't even been, inaugurated. He's doing it now, but he's already putting people in a place that are not qualified and will not do what needs to be done. So I just have to touch on these things because it amazes me that people don't see through Trump. The fact that just when he talks, he makes up words, braggadocious. I don't know what that's about or why that's okay. If Obama had pulled that same crap, you would be all over him. The same with the fact that he hasn't released his taxes. Do you really not care about where his money is going? Do you really? I mean, again, if Obama had pulled this crap, you would lose your mind. Just like birthers who were like, he wasn't born in this country. He had to show his birth certificate. But you're okay without his taxes being shown. He had to settle for $25 million because he duped students for college. He cheated students for college, but you trust his pick for Secretary of Education, and you trust him? So I'm sorry, all these thoughts have just been rolling around in my head, and they're frustrating, and it's hard. And you have to understand why people are marching and why they're upset. They have the right to march. Okay? They have the right to say, we're not happy with it, because like I said, most of the population didn't vote for Trump. So so they have a reason to march and show how unhappy they are with the pick that is, for all intents and purposes, racist, misogynistic, and not really looking out for us regular people. Um, Bernie, woo woo, gotta send out to Bernie. I felt burned and now he's gone, but I'm sad. But he's still fighting for us. Again, watch the confirmations. You'll see who should be or shouldn't be. So I just wanted to post this just so you kind of, and I don't think this is going to maybe change certain people's minds, but it's really not hard to see things that are really there. You just have to research, delve a little deeper, look past like Fox News and CNN. They do have slants, but just look at the facts. What did Obama accomplish? Look at exactly that. And what has Trump shown you? He's our president now, and we'll deal with it. And I'm hoping for the best, but it doesn't mean I'm not preparing for the worst and reacting to the little things he's doing, such as the people he's nominating for his cabinet. So this has been a stream of conscious by Kayla, and obviously it's kind of scattered because I don't write these things down. I just kind of present them as my brain has been rolling through them, because it is really, really scary, and it's scary for a lot of people. And I just need you to, for the people who are able to step out of their own shoes and see this from another perspective, the perspective of the Hispanic man or the woman or the person of color, or the mom who wants to be able to send her kids to college, but she just can't, and we're not putting the resources within education that need to be put there, but we're spilling billions on planes that we don't use. So just take some time to really look outside yourself. And again, I'm fine to watch and see what Trump does, but I'm saying so far from what I've seen, he has no plans for the Affordable Care Act to roll that back. He's had how long to plan something, and he's got no plans. He's told us plans for really not much. So I just want you to notice these little things and not get caught up on, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. I wasn't a huge fan of Hillary. No, absolutely not. But she did not run her campaign on fear and hate and setting people against each other. If you watch videos from Trump's rallies, the people who are getting punched in the face, and he says, yeah, get him out of here. Obama would have never done that. And Hillary never did that. So you need to look at these little things. Stop turning blind eye to these terrible things that he does. Like I said, he's president. We'll deal. And I'm hoping that it all turns out for the best, but it is scary. The same with his vice president pick, Pence. If you look, just research the things that Pence has backed and spearheaded. He's for conversion therapy. So if you have anyone in your life that you love or care about that is gay, he is for the therapy that is trying to teach them that they're wrong and we can fix you, which usually leads to terrible mental scars. He's not for evolution, which to me is crazy as a person of science, to want to teach creationism in school. So his vice president is as backwards and probably worse than he is, because he's actually super intelligent and knows how to make these things go through government. So I will leave that here. I know this is a long video of me ranting. I do intend on doing other topics for Stream of Consciousness by Kayla. These topics will include, like, obviously politics because I'm interested in them, race relations because it's important. As a black woman, it's important whether you want to know that or not. Sexuality in this country is huge, especially in Utah, where porn is an epidemic, but our air isn't. You just Google how good our air is, and you'll know. Human sexuality is huge for me. Even fitness we can talk about. So if you'd like to hear more, if you have a subject you'd like to hear my stream of consciousness on, feel free to comment and take from this what you will. Some people will roll their eyes and not care. Some people will take this to heart and really decide to look a little deeper. Um, some people already agree with me. Whatever you want to take from this, it's here. You can't lead a horse to water. I mean, you can lead a horse to water, um, but you can't make him drink. So whether you watch this and take nothing from it is entirely up to you, or whether you watch this and say, hey, maybe I should just look into this a little bit, would probably be a good thing. So thank you for watching if you watched, and again, if you have a topic that you'd like to hear stream of consciousness on, feel free to message or comment, okay? I look forward to speaking more to you guys. Have a great day, happy inauguration, and thank you, the Obamas, Michelle, the whole family. Thank you.